Hi, thanks for watching. I'm sorry it's been a while since I've done any of these. I've had some equipment problems, but it's not just that. It's kind of learning to use the new system so it works consistently. And also, it's a beautiful time of year here in UK, right in the middle of summer here. And I'm a bit of a homesteader, a bit of a prepper, so I've been outside doing things in the garden, fixing the chicken shed, that kind of thing. But never mind, let's take a look at what's happening in today's astrology and a little bit of a look at the week and the month ahead because I've been away for so long. 13:50 today, that is, let me see, 8:50 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 5:50 a.m. Pacific in the United States, and let me see, gosh, midnight 50 in New Zealand. So that's quite a spread there, as we might expect. And with the Taurus moon, patience becomes more important, and we actually see more of it as well. People are more keen on getting things right, looking at the details, making things right, and people will kind of persevere and strive for things that they need to achieve. On the other hand, right, and you've got to call the shots here a bit because any reading of astrology is primarily about you. You can either get all that work done or you can take a complete rest. It's a good time for that as well. That just depends how it's going. So think about how time has been. We have actually had a bit of a void of course period, but that is actually only just underway here in UK at the moment. So I'm not too worried about that. The actual moon alignment today is, I had it a second ago on the page, went, there we go. The moon is, well, void in Aries at the very moment, but that is going to change as we go through the day. So I wouldn't do anything that attracts any kind of new action or start anything new until we've actually got the moon in Taurus a little bit later on. The sun is trining Neptune, which is a nice aspect, good for vision questing, looking into the future. What would I like to bring into my life over the immediate time to come? Where do I want to be in 5 years? That kind of thing. And of course that leads into spiritual reflection. People are more likely to just kind of voluntarily do things that help. People are quite creative as well. And because it's the sun, this involves leadership, basically. So we're looking at leadership with vision, but, vision within our own lives as well. Mercury is squaring Jupiter, and that is an interesting one which I shall come to because of the planetary retrograde cycle we've got this year. But right this minute, the moon is 39.5%. She's waning crescent on her way down, and we will actually have the new moon 3:47 a.m. next Friday in UK. Friday the 13th. Gosh, there's a number to conjure with. So it'll be 5 hours before that, 10:47 p.m. On the Eastern, well, I'm going to say Eastern Daylight Time, but it's late at night, 10:47 p.m. Eastern, and 5:47 p.m. on Thursday. Yeah, 5:47 p.m. on Thursday afternoon on the Pacific coast on the west side. So we are in that waning cycle now, and there's not a great deal of energy behind things, but the moon is long past apogee, or apogee, whatever you want to call it. She is coming in closer as we speak, and at the moment. So right now, as I say, 39.5% full. New moon coming up 13th of July, so there's not too much lunar energy behind things at the moment, just as things stand. But it's a crazy time for other reasons, and I'm picking up my book now because, I haven't got this online anywhere. Maybe I should put it online somewhere, and that would help. Mercury, you see, is going to be going retrograde on the 25th and the 26th of this month of July 2018, depending where you are in the world, of course. It may be on the Friday or the... Oh, I do get tongue-tied sometimes. What on earth am I saying? Let's just have a look at the proper calendar and work this out rather than just trying to guess it. Right. Okay, it's actually going to be on the 25th and the 26th of July 2018 that Mercury goes retrograde. But she is only one of several planets that are retrograde at the moment. In the retrograde cycle, they all go retrograde. Every planet apart from the Sun goes retrograde from time to time. The Sun doesn't because we're going around it, but the rest of it is a very different proposition. When Mercury actually goes retrograde, we find lots of problems around travel, transport, communication. Even if you're going to buy new shoes, I would do that before Mercury retrograde kicks in. It's surprising the tiny little things that can go wrong and have largish effects during Mercury retrograde. Do not worry about it. It's not a bad thing. It's just worth being aware of it. Other planets, though, Mars is actually retrograde at the moment, right through until next month. But today, Saturday, the 7th of July 2018, Jupiter goes direct again. And this is why I came into, where is it now? I get mixed up with the pages. So Mercury is actually square Jupiter as it goes direct. And Mercury is an it, not a he or a she. That's just the way it is. So any kind of communication things could be difficult. Don't necessarily have to be difficult, but they could. Probably hear people debating moral things, philosophy, their religious beliefs, that kind of thing. Those things come up. They may cause debate, they may not, you never know. Venus is void in Leo at the moment, so strong emotions could make things happen, particularly while things are void and there isn't any big sort of moon influence going on to calm it down. So do be aware of that. As we go through next week, we have Moon in Gemini on Monday, in Cancer on Wednesday, and on Friday in Leo, 18:30 on Friday, the Moon enters Leo in UK time. And we also come to day one of the moon cycle, in other words, new moon. And that's going to be a great thing. It's a time when energy tends to die down. There's not a lot of it about. It's a great time for newness and thinking ahead. But don't launch those big plans, really, until a couple of days after. I would say maybe Sunday the 15th, Monday the 16th. When the moon is visible in the sky, basically. That is when the energy is around. And that is really when it's a good time to contemplate it. There is also a solar eclipse coming up on Friday the 13th. Now that is 4:01 a.m. UK time, so that's 11:01 p.m. on Thursday the 12th. Slightly luckier in Eastern Daylight Time, and on the Pacific Coast 5 hours before that. So, no problem really. You know, astrology, it sometimes looks as if it's going to throw up problems, but that's simply not the case. Um, the planets, you see, don't cause any of the problems that we have in life. They're simply in those positions at around the time these things come up, you know. So, I mean, don't blame the planets. In fact, don't blame anyone. Don't even blame yourself. It's just a journey through life. And remember, the Buddha is laughing because we have always, always got eternity to get it right. So just don't worry about it. Get on with being you. That is the very best way to stop this kind of school of hard knocks that can come into life, you know. Actually being yourself, actually being you. It's crucial because you were put here for a reason. And the more you understand that, the better you'll get on with your spiritual journey. Or if you perhaps don't see it as a spiritual thing, fair enough. I mean, astrology isn't a religion or anything like that. Just keep on being yourself, okay? Because that's what matters. Right, well, I'll knock it on the head there. It's about 7.5 minutes, which is caning it for me. I'm going to go off and have this beautiful Saturday out in the sun. I hope your Saturday is beautiful too, friends. I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I will be doing more of these. I promise. And I'll see you very soon. Goodbye.